Well, tonight, the Chancellor's unveiled his response to the cost of living crisis today in his spring mini budget. For some, though, it's come too late in the face of mounting costs. One business in Melton Mowbray is shutting down after 30 years because of soaring fuel bills. Well, our social affairs correspondent Jeremy Ball is in Melton for us this evening to gauge the impact of this crisis. Good evening, Jeremy.
Yeah, good evening, Elise. This might be a leafy market town, but there are still a lot of people feeling the pinch here. I bumped into the boss of a local food bank today. He said she's seen a surge in demand. And we've been speaking to some local businesses that are on the point of going under because of that rise in prices. The cost of running Josh's laundrette has been spinning out of control. It was started by his grandma, but next week he's closing down. He's lost customers during the pandemic. Now he's facing soaring fuel bills, a cycle that's putting Nicola out of a job.
Yes, unfortunately. Yeah, I'll start looking next week for something. It's going to be hard though, because we're in a small town and I'm a single mum, so it's hard to get the hours, that I need.
Heartbroken, to be honest. I'm not going to lie, heartbroken. Stressed, heartbroken, and just I feel a bit like I've let the family down. The deal breaker was when we had that energy renewal quotes come through. Basically, my gas bill especially is going to treble, and I just can't. We run all the dryers off the gas, so then I can't justify putting the prices up to the customers.
Josh's family's been cleaning Melton's clothes for the last 30 years, and today inflation hit its highest rate since they opened back in 1992. In the last year, prices rose by more than 6%, and people here in Melton are already feeling the pinch.
Everything's gone up, hasn't it? Petrol, gas, electric, food. Yeah.
You worried about it?
Yes.
Well, the water bill's gone up.
And mine has as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. About another £90-something.
Council tax is £1,500 plus now.
It's more than
mental.
that, isn't it?
Yeah, it's crazy.
And at Melton's Storehouse Food Bank, they're now giving out over 200 food bags a week. They've seen demand treble in the last year.
Some are really worried that if they can't pay their bills or can't pay the rent, they're going to be homeless, can't afford to buy school shoes and things like that. I've got people who are employed, but the money goes on everything else, paying the bills, there's nothing left for food. So we got people coming that would never thought that they would need a food bank, coming to the food bank, and they're absolutely distraught.
At the Grapes pub, Sharon Butcher's bills for beer to business rates are rising sharply. She's terrified about the consequences.
If you lose your business, you lose your home.
Are you worried about that?
Yeah. I've tried to do the best for my children, to give them a home as well.
Are you seriously worried about going out of business?
Yeah.
But Josh is fighting back. He's opened a new boxing gym business, hoping to pay his bills by switching from keeping Melton clean to keeping Melton fit.
Well, good news to end on there, Jeremy, but you really do get a sense of the emotion that people are feeling and how worried they are. Just remind us, what has the Chancellor had to say earlier today?
Well, Rishi Sunak's announced a big package of measures designed to cushion the blow, really, and we can show you some of the key points of that. On fuel duty, that's going to be cut by 5p a litre. That starts tonight. That's going to go on for a year. National insurance, the threshold on that is going up. Payments beginning at £12,570. And income tax, that's going to come down by a penny by the end of this Parliament. The real question, though, well, is that going to be enough for the people that we've spoken to here in Melton? Here's what the region's business chamber thinks.
We didn't really get anything on energy bills and support for businesses that are facing those increases in energy bills. We didn't really get anything on how we're going to help businesses invest right now. We know demand is hot right now, but businesses are uncertain when it comes to investing. So we'll learn more about that in the budget later this year, but nothing really today. And we were looking at potentially kind of pushing back the increase in the national insurance, that 1% increase coming in April, and we didn't get that either.
So, Jeremy, that's the boss's view on the Chancellor's spring statement. But what about the workers? What are they saying?
Well, we've been speaking to one leading trade union today who think this doesn't go nearly far enough. Unison reckons it's a real missed opportunity.
The Chancellor could have deferred the planned rise in national insurance. He could have taxed windfall profits on energy companies and redistributed that. Working people need a wage rise. They're seeing the costs for them and their families increase like they've never experienced before. And they need support now. They don't need support in 2 years' time. Promises of jam on bread tomorrow are simply not going to cut it with our members.
And don't expect those price rises to stop anytime soon. Today, the Chancellor warned that inflation could peak at a whopping 8.7% this year.
OK, thank you for all that information, Jeremy.